Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the venerable monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubden Darji. Let's pay homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Maitreya Bodhisattva. Aida, the compassionate one, the invincible one, or the unconquerable one. Sumo, Tanjan Katso, Tuptan Siddhi, Tuptan Kama, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
你好，大家好。先早感恩。愛してる。サランゲ。オラミコ。ケケロムチョ。すごい。一番。気持ちいい。準備。やっぴ。プリプリン。こんにちは。现在通知大家，下个礼拜天。
I would like to announce for next Sunday, February 18th at 3 p.m.
我们做五佛。
There will be the Dhamma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Vajrasattva, Homa fire offering ceremony. Vajrasattva.
金刚萨埵的护摩法会。金刚萨埵是密教的。
Vajrasattva, we can say,
的开祖。
is the founder and the most important forefather of Tantric Buddhism, the secret Dhamma prince of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, Vajrasattva. So the Vajrayana was established by him, was due to him. Whether you're practicing Tibetan Tantrayana, Japanese Tantrayana, Mount Thai Vajrayana, or True Buddha School Vajrayana, the most important patriarch or lineage guru would be Vajrasattva. There are many Dharma practices in the Womb Mandala and Vajra Mandala were transmitted by Vajrasattva. So this deity is of utmost importance. So disciples who have affinity with Tantrayana or Tantric Buddhism, this deity would be the greatest lineage guru. Yesterday was Maitreya Bodhisattva's birthday, and today our Homa is for Maitreya Bodhisattva. So Maitreya Bodhisattva is Yogacarra's school, or Dharma Laksana, or Yogacarra, or consciousness only schools. There are many sutras related to Yogacarra, and they typically treat Maitreya Bodhisattva as their patriarch. In his past life, he was a follower of the Buddha, of San Buddha. And there were two followers. One is Maitreya Bodhisattva and one is Sakyamuni Buddha. Maitreya Bodhisattva was the first disciple, and Sakyamuni Buddha would address Maitreya Bodhisattva as his senior Dharma brother. However, about Buddhahood, Sakyamuni Buddha has the most affinity with the Saha world. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha attained Buddhahood in the Saha world. That was the Jampa Buddha. So Maitreya Bodhisattva was born in the South India. So Maitreya Bodhisattva is the compassionate one, and Sakyamuni Buddha is the benevolent one. One is benevolent one, and one is the compassionate one. So later on, Maitreya Bodhisattva followed Sakyamuni Buddha, and Sakyamuni Buddha prophesied that Maitreya Bodhisattva would be the first Buddha on standby. So it's mentioned in the sutras that there is the sutra of Maitreya's descent and the sutra of Maitreya's ascent. Maybe after 5.6 billion years later, he would attain Buddhahood under the dragon flower tree, and he would have delivered many sentient beings. Then that's the three assemblies at the dragon flower tree. The first time, second time, and third time, three assemblies, to use the great transformation power of the consciousness only. So what is consciousness? They are the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Those are what we know, the six consciousness. The seventh consciousness is called the Mola consciousness, and that's the complete consciousness of all the preceding consciousnesses. And the eighth consciousness is Alaya consciousness, and the ninth consciousness is Amola consciousness, and the 10th consciousness is the immaculate consciousness with no taints whatsoever, completely immaculate. So Maitreya Bodhisattva teaches consciousness. There are many treatises about Yogacara, or consciousness only. So Buddhism eventually became the Madhyamaka school of Nagarjuna and Yogacara school of Maitreya Bodhisattva. Those are two methods, or two major methods of spiritual cultivation. Maitreya Bodhisattva in Tibetan Tantrayana was called the Jampa Buddha. I remember in Tibet, in the Jiangpu in Tibet, there was a temple for the Jampa Buddha. And the primary deity at the Yonghe Gong in Beijing was Maitreya Bodhisattva or Jampa Buddha. And he had been reborn in China as the monk with the cloth back. And you see Maitreya Bodhisattva's, the Chinese version would be like this deity here. Could you please pick it up for me? This is the Chinese style Maitreya Bodhisattva, who's the monk with the cloth bag. He's carrying a cloth bag. He's been reincarnated in China. When I was at the Lingxian attic in my spiritual cultivation, my financial situation was bad. I relied on writing books, and get some publishing fees. So in Ballard, Seattle, in that Lingxian attic, I would write articles and then send it back to Taiwan, and then to receive some reimbursement. And in Seattle, I posted it at the Seattle Weekly. And if they publish it, then they would give me $4. And I was very happy that finally in America I could earn $4, $4. So with this $4, I took Simu for Qing and for Bi and for Qi to go to the Corgi Park in Ballard, next to the sea. And for lunch, we had a bread. We bought some bread and eggs. So we had an egg sandwich and for our lunch, and we had a picnic at the Corgi Park and to see the sea. And I earned that $4. And in Taiwan, I would send it to Taiwan News. Taiwan Daily in Taichung, and then another newspaper in Kaohsiung and one in Taipei. I would send my scripts there, and then when they publish it, that they would send me some money. And in California, they have the international newspaper. And they asked me to submit some writings, so I had some columns there. This is things from the past. We should not talk too much about it, otherwise it would take a lot of time. In the Taiwan daily news, there was a column that's called the Spirit World, and then also in the other newspaper there was another column which is writings for the Little Li. And for columns, it's daily, so I have to write daily. And that was during my time at the Ningxian attic for 3 years. So when I got to America, I don't have any other skills other than writing. So the disciples in Taiwan said that Grandmaster could not live on in America, almost drowning, no money. Of course, we bought the house. Back then, the whole house only cost $80,000 US in Ballard. At that time, I prayed wholeheartedly, because when you had no money, it can even force the death of a hero. Without money, even a hero can be pressured to death, because even when you're a hero and you have no money at all, you can't get on the public bus. So just a dime can push a hero to death. So I prayed with all earnesty to Golden Mother, but I closed my eyes and I saw the monk with the cloth bag flying in the sky. So my prayer was quite powerful. So when I was making the prayer, there was a ray of light shining up. And then when the monk was flying, it was blocked by the rays of light and hurt my prayer. So he heard it, and in Ballard, Seattle, there was a suffering Sung Yen Lu, a famished Sung Yen Lu. So he bestowed things that's in his cloth bag. So I looked up, I saw his cloth bag opened, and then pouring out of it, there were houses and pieces of lands, cars, dragon robes, and Dharma crowns, precious metals and jewels, lots of them. And the $100 US bills floating from the sky. So there were houses, cars, lands, all the beautiful Dharma treasures, all falling from the sky. So in the moment, I became very rich. But at the end of the prayer, they all disappeared, and still back to the poverty that I was. But then later on, truly, I've got everything. So that's my vision of Maitreya Bodhisattva when I was in Ballard, which I wrote in my books. That was real. So human lives are ever changing. Although we've been poor, we've also been rich, and the rich can become poor, the poor can become rich. They're all ever changing. There are many changes in a human life. So today, talking about Maitreya Bodhisattva, I was talking about my affinity with him. And I have also been to the Tushita heaven of Maitreya. That's the Pure Land of Maitreya Bodhisattva. That was the fourth heaven of the heavenly realm of desire. When at the end of the era, the Tushita heaven will also be invaded by water and fire. So not only samsara but also the heavens. However, even in the inner court of the Tushita heaven, where Maitreya Bodhisattva's pure land is, will not be touched by them. The Venerable Elder Xu Yun was hit by two of his disciples until he fainted. And then his soul flew to the inner court of the Tushita heaven to listen to Maitreya Bodhisattva teaching the sutras. And I have also gone to the inner court of the Tushita heaven to listen to Maitreya Bodhisattva's teaching. Therefore, I have affinity with the Venerable Elder Xu Yun. There was this affinity. Of course, he was teaching on the Yogacara. So Maitreya Bodhisattva has these affinities with me. When I was living in Taichung, there was a temple called Baojue Temple, and in it there was a huge Maitreya Bodhisattva. The Baojue Temple, precious awakening. It was built or established by Guru Master Jingdong, and he studied in Japan. So that was Japanese Buddhism. And he had a huge Maitreya Bodhisattva statue made. If you go to Taichung, you can go to Baojue Temple. Why did I go there? Because there was a manager there, a lady called Zhang Yihui. The character. It's not the. She was my girlfriend. One of my girlfriends. She was a manager there, so I went to the temple and paid respect to Maitreya Bodhisattva. And I remembered two verses of the Baojue Temple. The precious Baojue. So the Bodhi trees all around the precious mountain, and to open the precious wisdom. The Zhang Huang'en PhD went to Taichung to see me, and I told him to go into retreat. And then where? So because of my girlfriend, I told my girlfriend, can you please have this PhD to have retreat there at the temple? he studied at the famous university in Japan. I think it's studying economy. And his name was Zhang Guan. And there was a Maitreya Bodhisattva there. I haven't been in contact with that lady, Zhuang Yihui. And she should be around 70s to 80s. I don't know how she looks now. If you go to Taichung, you can visit it. It's been a long time since we've been in contact. And she has some problem, which is asthma, and she's also a Buddhist. These are my causes and conditions related to Maitreya Bodhisattva. So Maitreya Bodhisattvas have been reincarnated in the Saha world. He was a Brahmin in the South India, and then Sakyamuni Buddha prophesied that he would become a future Buddha. In the womb mandala, Mahachakra was a wrathful emanation of Maitreya Bodhisattva. In the future, he would become a Buddha. I remember in the repentance of 3,000 Buddhas, there are 3 Buddhas that would become Buddhas. And one of them is Maitreya. So there is one leading Buddha in 1,000 Buddhas. One Bodhisattva was Maitreya Bodhisattva that would become Maitreya Buddha. That was first in line. The second one is the Lotus Light Buddha, and then the other one is Ruka Buddha, which is this deity, Skanda Bodhisattva, when become a Buddha, would be called the Ruka Buddha, Rodzi Buddha. And then the other 2 are the Lotus Light Buddha and Maitreya Buddha. Everybody, Happy New Year. Let me share a joke about the New Year. Going back to work after the New Year, the boss gave us a red pocket, and in it, they're all $2,000, NT dollars. And Xiaoming got a red envelope, but there's no $2,000, but the photo of his boss. And Xiaoming was really mad. Everybody got $2,000, but I just got a photo of the boss. So he took care of the photo. And the boss was very gladly shouting, "Who got my photo? I would give him $500,000. So bring that photo, that would be the first prize, $500,000. And Xiaoming was looking at the shreds of photos in his palms and crying. Oh, please be seated. What you said was right. Amitabha Buddha have also delivered many sentient beings. Sakyamuni Buddha has delivered many sentient beings. Sakyamuni Buddha was the present Buddha. The past Buddha was Dipamkara Buddha. So the present Buddha is still Sakyamuni Buddha. The future Buddha is Maitreya Buddha. And they have delivered many sentient beings. Dipamkara Buddha and Sakyamuni Buddha and Amitabha Buddha. And Amitabha Buddha generated great vows, so he's delivered the most sentient beings. And even now I'm still helping Amitabha Buddha to help sentient beings. So with the birth of deliverance of 1,000 Dhamma vessels, all of them were delivered to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, Sukhavati. So every day I'm performing the birth of deliverance of the 1,000 Dhamma vessels. Not just 1,000 people, there are many, many beings, including all those who perish in the Palestine wars or Palestinian war or the Ukrainian war. But there are two requirements needed. They have to have a good spiritual root, or as a good virtuous vessel in order to be able to be birth delivered. And then the second is single-mindedness. Let me share a joke. Lawang went drinking until midnight and got home, did not want to wake his wife up. So he was very tiptoeing very carefully. And yet he hit his head to the pillar. So he got a bandage and then trying to put it in the bathroom and then went to sleep. And the next morning, the wife woke up first and then woke him up and scolded him. "Where did you go drinking?" And he said, "No, I didn't." "Oh, but you paste the band-aid on the mirror in the bathroom instead of pasting it to his own head. He pasted it to the one in the mirror. So that's the image in the mirror. A couple went to an oil painting exhibition, and then they were looking at the painting of a nude person with just 3 pieces of leaves covering the critical parts of a lady, and the husband kept gluing the husband's eyes glued to the painting and did not want to move. So the wife said, "Are you waiting for the leaves to fall?" So a nude painting and 2 leaves up, 2 points and 1 leaf, and he was drooling with his eyes glued to it. And you're waiting until the autumn so the leaves can fall. That was a joke. The wife told the husband, "I have a special ability." What is it? Whenever I feel some soreness in my legs, it'll be raining the next day. So that's not special ability or psychic ability. That's called arthritis. Now we'll do the Q&A. Question from Malaysia by Lianhua Sengye. Amitabha Grandmaster, in your book 293, Ghosts in My Home, Grandmaster mentioned the practice of Mahakala. Please, could you explain regarding the 4 great generals among the 5 major retinues of Mahakala? General Chabala, General Chamija, General Chagia, and General Duyakash. What forms do they manifest in? Wow, these are very difficult questions. There are 2 major great generals around Mahakala. The second question, in that book, chapter 37, my conversation with the Gyalva Kamapa, homage to the 4 bodies of the Buddha, to the Supreme Vajra, to the Dharma transmission Guru, and to Mahakala. Is this 4 refuges the practice of Mahakala? And who are the 4 bodies? What are the 4 bodies of the Buddha? So the 4 Buddhas, the 4 bodies of the Buddha, that's the same as Namo Buddhaya. And to the Vajra holder, that's the Guruya, and then the Dharma transmission Guru, and then to Mahakala, which is taking refuge in the protector. So taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and the protector. And he was asking what are the 4 bodies? That's Dhammakaya Buddha, Sambhogakaya Buddha, Nibbana-kaya Buddha, and at the topmost are the true body Buddha. Those are 4 bodies of the Buddha. And the 4 great generals.
护国药叉，他的真名是护国药叉哈坎扎巴拉，身色是
The name is the General Kantabala.
露了尖牙，尖利的獠牙。
The color is blue-black, 1 face, 2 arms, revealing the sharp fangs. Shouting at the Maras, the right hand is holding a battle axe high to cut off the Mara's life root. Oh no! And the left hand holds a skull cup filled with the blood of the Mara, offered to the main deity's mouth, riding on a black bear, a Francis black bear. That's the Jaktabala general. The next one is General Chamija, red and black, resembling a Raksasa, 1 face, 2 arms, and the right hand is shaking a skull drum, and the left hand holds a fresh blood skull cup. The next one, General Chakalota. He's blue-black with the look of the Yama king. 1 face, 2 arms. The right hand is shaking a long wrist drum made of a skull. The left hand forms a wrathful mudra, and the glance is enough to take the life root of the Maras. And the next one is the General Zuya Kata, and it's black And the Marali lines, one fist, two arms. The red hand is holding the red long spear, and the left hand is holding a kapala in front of the chest, and wearing a silky robe, and right on a black horse. So he's asking. This was provided by Master Lien Chuan, who helped me find this information. That's my answer to Lien Hua Seng Ye from Malaysia. The question is so detailed. That's Mahakala. So that's the protector deity of the Kakyupa school. Xiaoming told his dad, "Dad, if you give me $100, I will tell you when you're on a business trip who is sleeping with mom." And when Dad heard that, he gives Xiaoming $200. "Come on, quick, tell me, which jerk was that?" And Xiaoming said, "That was me." Coming home after work, I found the elevator is broken, so I had to climb the stairs, and I live on the 18th floor, and I reached the 15th floor, and my legs were all weak, and then all of a sudden I saw the elevator's doors open, and I thought even for 3 floors I should just take the elevator. So I got in and I pressed on the 18th floor, but the elevator went down to the ground floor, and then the doors opened, and the repairman said, "Oh, the elevator was just fixed, but it seems to be broken again, so sorry, you can't use it." So after climbing to the 15th floor, he went back down to the first floor. This is a joke about Hui Jun, Sangsi Master. This person is wearing sunglasses and looks like Hui Jun, also without hair, and he's holding what?
早上呢，这个慧金花市在吃啊，我就是狗。
In the morning, Hui Jun sweared that if I continue eating, I would be a dog. But at night, he said, even dogs would eat. And then Hui Jun said that I just have to eat until I'm happy. I only know you and not Fermi. And Fermi is a man, and you're a woman. After school, Xiaoming was very happy. I got home and said, "Today the teacher gave us report cards and gave me a mark that it's excellent." And mom was very happy. Oh, the gods are protecting us. That I'm praying and lighting incense. And now Xiaoming finally make it. But Xiaoming said, oh, the teacher wrote the character wrong. So it means different thing, different character. Xiaoming told his dad, I have a new wish for the new year. I hope that one day you would tell me that you would surprise me that we actually have $500 million and we just pretend to be poor to test Xiaoming. But actually we are rich, we have $500 million. And Dad said, what are you in a rush? I'm waiting for my dad to tell me that. Now we will talk about the Vimalakirti Sutra. I would like to let you all know what Vimalakirti said. What I was talking about last night at the Seattle Lechang Temple, that was about the true emptiness. I was talking about the true emptiness. Actually, there are two parts. What we are talking about at the Seattle Lechang Temple is the true emptiness, and what I'll be talking about at the Rinpo Temple is about the marvelous existence. If there are no sentient beings at all, that sentient beings are fleeting. So where would the cause and effect be? If there are no sentient beings, there would be no cause and effect. There would be any karmic retribution. Everybody's the same. Everybody's very momentary. But in reality, all those sentient beings are amidst the dreams. They still suffer from karmic retributions. Although the person is illusory, if you create karma, you would still have to bear the karmic retributions, consequences. So you are still in the transmigration of the 6 rebirth realms. You cannot be liberated from it. You cannot escape it. If you're not enlightened, and if no one awakens you, it's impossible for you to escape it. And some people, when they attain the true emptiness, they would say there's no need to practice. They just need to learn the Dharma or listen to the Dharma. Everything is emptiness. They're just bubbles. When they burst, they're gone. And they're ripples. Ripples on water. Right? And immediately they're gone. They're the moon in the water and the flower in the mirror. They're all emptiness, right? Everything is empty. Then I don't want anything. I don't want gurus. I don't want protectors. I don't want yidams. You don't want anything. Then that would be true emptiness. That in such a case, that would be nihilism. You thought you're enlightened, but you only understand half. Because they are clinging to the emptiness. As soon as you're attached to emptiness, you would enter into nihilism. then you feel that you don't need to practice. Why do I have to practice? Everything is illusory. Everything is fake. There's no need to listen to Dharma. What use is Dharma? There's no need for gurus. What use are gurus? They're all fakes anyway. They're all false. I'm false. Everything is false and everything is unreal. Then that would be called true emptiness. So Vimalakirti first talk about the true emptiness, and then he talks about the subtle existences. Because if you're in the nihilism or true emptiness, you do bad things, and then you think those are emptiness, but that is nihilism. So these 2 points are very important. So that is correct to realize or to be enlightened to the emptiness. But without the skillful means or the methods of the marvelous existence, then you would be in the dreams forever. You would never wake up from the dreams without guru, yidam, or protector, that everything is empty, all the heavens are empty, and even the Buddhas are empty. If that is the case, that would be nihilism. So remember, you need the knowledgeable guide to teach you, like Vimalakirti. So he did talk about the emptiness first, and that is a very high wisdom. But if you are attached to it, then you would enter into nihilism. Because after all, you're still a human being. You would be like Hui Jin, you still need to eat. If everything is empty, can you not eat anything at all? It's not possible. You still need money, right? You still need to earn money. You still need to wear clothes. If you're all empty, then you don't have to wear anything. And if you walk on the street, you would be accused of being mad. If you think everything's empty and you don't wear anything and walk outside, then and then you think and then you create karma, then you would be bound by karma. You'd never ever be able to abandon it. So that's why amidst emptiness there are subtle existences. So what I talked at the Seattle temple, that was true emptiness, and at the Rainbow temple is talking about the existence. So emptiness yesterday and existence today. So Vimalakirti said, the formless heavenly realm, there are no forms there. If you go there, you enter into the heavens of the four emptiness. That's a very high realm. In the heaven of the fourth emptiness, there are still colors. That's the existences amidst emptiness. So now Vimalakirti is talking about it. So like the forms in the formless realm, like the sprout of a scorched grain, that even when the seed has been burned, it can still sprout. At first it couldn't sprout, but it can sprout. So that's the view of sentient beings, and this is talking about the existence part, like the body of a stream enterer, which is the first level of arhatship. There are 4 levels, 4 kinds of arhats, 4 fruitions. The first one is without a body. However, a stream enterer has a body. So there is an existence of amidst the non-existences, like an anagami entering a womb. Anagami is the third level of arhatship and does not need to enter a womb. But let me tell you, above the incense burner in front of the Seattle Lechang temple, there often sit an anagami there, the third level arhat that does not need to enter a womb, does not have to come to the Saha world again. But intangibly, there is an arhat there. So anagami it's impossible to enter a womb. The third fruition arhat. So like an arhat's three poisons, an arhat is called an arhat when they have no more three poisons, which is anger, greed, and delusion. But an arhat still has three poisons, which refers to the existence part, like a bodhisattva with endurance, which is the 8 ground bodhisattvas. They are non-returning, but they still have greed. So what is Vimalakirti talking about? Talking about the existence. Although you understand all these concepts, but you still have greed and you still have to suffer from the karmic retributions. Can you reach the arhatship? Impossible. Or some people would say, I have gained the wisdom of true emptiness. I don't need to do anything. I don't need gurus, practice, dharma, protector, yidam. I'm enlightened. Everything is empty. That is called attachment to emptiness, and that is nihilism. But you still have to cultivate spiritually in order to eliminate your own greed, anger, and delusion, so that you don't cycle in the transmigration of the 6 rebirth realms. So, like a Buddha's afflictions and habits, a Buddha does not have afflictions, but the Buddha does. Like a blind person seeing colors. So blind persons should not be able to see, but they can see colors. So like the inhalation and exhalation of entering the meditation of cessation. In the meditation of cessation, there are no breathing. Spiritual cultivation ultimately does not involve any breathing. However, in the highest state of meditation, you still have breathing. This refers to the marvelous existence, like the tracks of birds in the sky. When birds fly in the sky, there are no tracks. But now there are tracks. Like a child of a stone lady, stone mother. But the stone, how can it give birth to a son? Like afflictions of a transformed person. How can a transformed person have afflictions? Like, so in the dreams you think it's real and you see the real you. You know it's a dream, but you see the real you in the dreams. Like a delivered being receiving a body. So when you have entered nirvana, you does not need to be reincarnated, but you are. Like fire without smoke. Like smoke without fire. A bodhisattva views all sentient beings in this way. So the bodhisattvas views sentient beings not only the nature of emptiness, but also the marvelous existence amidst the emptiness. So I often say many people have learned the wisdom of true emptiness, and they say, I'm enlightened, I don't need gurus, I don't need Gita, I don't need protectors, they're all empty. But do you eat? You do, right? So do you eat with purity? No. Even the grass and the vegetables still have lives. Have you eaten some germs or worms? Because a mouthful of clean water contains 84,000 germs. If you don't chant mantra, it's as if you're killing sentient beings. So Sakyamuni Buddha was still talking about existences. A mouthful of clean water, which is already very clean, but it still contains 84,000 germs. If you don't chant, it's as if you are killing sentient beings. So you say that you have a practice to reach true emptiness, and you're like a Buddha, you're so great, but do you still eat food and drink soup, and do you still wear clothes? Of course you do. Do you still sleep? You do sleep, right? How could you be without sleep? Do you go out? Can you travel in the air? Can you take steps in the air, like in the Kung Fu novels? You can fly from this mountain to the next mountain? That would be incredible. Can you do this? You still drive or fly on the plane, or you still use things of the human world. So that's the realm of existence. You cannot create karma. And then what? You have to do Dharma practices. You want to purify your body, speech, and mind. You need to do Dharma practice, you need to perform Dharma practices. Those are called skillful means. Convenience Dharma. So it's not possible that you have been enlightened to the empty nature of everything, then everything is empty. I don't need to do practices, I don't need gurus, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then everything is empty, then that is attachment to emptiness. Are you really that way? Are you really that great? Have you created karma? Have you breached? Very simple. One thought is one karma. Then you would never be able to be freed from the rebirth cycle. So Vimalakirti first talked about true emptiness, and then now he talks about the subtle or marvelous existences. So the bodhisattvas view sentient beings as both emptiness and existences. So you need the wisdom, and then you need to deliver and transform sentient beings to liberate themselves from the rebirth cycle. Otherwise, even in the unreal world, you're still bound by the rebirth cycle, and you will not be able to free yourself from it, because the karma is still there. The karma will hold you bondage in the cycle. So do you understand now? So Vimalakirti has wisdom. He understood what true emptiness is and what a marvelous existence is. And that is the philosophy of the middle way, or Madhyamaka. You cannot be biased toward emptiness or existence. So both sides and in dual execution in order for you to have attainments. You need to practice until you reach the purity of the body, speech, and mind, and to be truly merging with the true emptiness. And only then that will be the highest wisdom. So, with this explanation, you should understand a little bit better. Otherwise, you would think there are no sentient beings. There are no sentient beings to deliver below. There are no Buddhas to attain above. That would be nihilism. Reaching such a realm is of course very good, but you have no karma at all on you? That you don't create any karma at all from the body, speech, and mind? That the body, speech, and mind are completely pure? If so, then you can enter nirvana. If you still have karma, then you would be reincarnated in the 6 rebirth realms. And once you're in the transmigration cycle, you will not be able to escape it. Someone knocked at the door, and the host opened the door, and this guest told the person, "I am your new guitar teacher." And the host knows how to play guitar, and he said, "But I didn't hire any teacher." And the teacher replied, "Oh, your neighbors hired me because they couldn't stand your playing anymore." One day, Xiaoming asked the chubby girl, has anybody ever told you that you're beautiful? "Yeah, of course, my dad." And then Xiaoming asked again, "Other than your dad, anybody else?" "Yeah, my grandpa." And then Xiaoming asked again, "Has anybody chased after you?" "Yeah, the wild dogs." And then Xiaoming asked again, "Has anybody ever whistled at you?" And the chubby girl replied, "Yeah, the police officer."